Okay. All right, everybody, meet the queen of Apex, LuLuLuvely. How are you tonight, Lulu?
Good, how are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. So I always start these with letting you tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to reveal, as far as personal information. You don't have to reveal anything you don't want to, but whatever you'd like to say first, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Okay, so just a little bit about myself.
Uh huh.
Okay, well, I'm Lulu Lovely. Call me Lulu or Lindsay. Everyone does one of those two. I've been streaming for about 3 years now. I currently live in Texas. Started streaming after I graduated from ECU with my bachelor's in marketing. Um, yeah, now all I do is stream full time.
That's everybody's dream job, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fantastic. I've been watching you for a little while, and I'm surprised as a streamer or as a guy. I'm surprised at how many really good, female streamers are out there, and there's a ton of you guys, and more power to you guys. I think y'all are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So now you said you graduated from ECU.
ACU, Abilene
ACU.
Christian. Yeah.
Abilene Christian. Okay, okay, good deal. So, do you mind if I ask you what you studied?
Yeah, yeah. So I have my bachelor's in marketing, so I'm a marketing major.
Good deal. Well, that's
Yeah.
probably helpful with the stream, right? You know how to market
Yes.
things, right?
I've actually used multiple things that I've learned to put it towards streaming.
So, how long have you been a gamer?
For a very long time.
For a long time. So,
Yes.
I'm guessing you're roughly in your 20s, mid
I'm
20s?
25.
25. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, you've been gaming for a long time, probably since you were a kid.
Mm.
Did you start
Yes.
out on PC or console?
I mean, it started with N64, so
Nintendo 64? Yeah, that's one
yeah,
of my
and
favorites,
then
actually.
moved over to PC and then went back to console, and basically have had every console since the
Since then,
64. So
yeah. So, what are some of your favorite types of games?
I'm really into shooters,
Mm-hmm.
like online shooters, and then my second favorite definitely is like MMOs.
MMOs. So, what kind of MMOs have you
Yes.
played?
The one I've done the most is Elder Scrolls Online,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I
I
have
haven't.
way too many hours in that one.
I almost played that one, but I never got a chance. I never, for some reason, the group of people that I play with, we just
Mm,
never, played that game. But what
awesome.
about like Arcade? You ever play Arcade?
Nuh-uh.
Black
Haven't done that
Desert?
one. I tried BDO,
Yeah.
couldn't get into it.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
one of the things that I really liked about Black Desert was the keystroke system for casting your spells or doing your
Mm,
your abilities. I love that keystroke combo. I thought that was pretty unique. It's different from other games.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I'm just stuck on ESO's combat system. Can't
yes.
get can't pull away from it.
So How is that one different from like other MMOs?
it I don't know how to explain it. Like I tried playing WoW for 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how you have to move your view like separately from moving, like it I don't know how to explain it because I play on a console,
Right. Right.
but it just the movement and the controlling the camera was different, and it
So
just
you had
moved.
separate movements for body movement and camera view.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it well, but
I think I've played a couple games like that.
yeah.
I think I understand what you're saying. I think the viewers will as well.
Mm.
So let's talk about your stream. Now you said you've been streaming for 3 years.
Yes, and I only just went full time in January.
Okay. So when you first started, and I ask all this question to everybody, and this is not just for myself, but for other streamers as well, especially the small ones like myself. One of the most difficult things that I have found to overcome when I started streaming was streaming to nobody.
Mm.
When you have zero viewers or you get one pop in and you get excited because you got somebody watching you, and you're like, yeah, and then you get nervous and you do stupid stuff. But so did you experience that? Like, how was that for you?
Well, so I started streaming just off the Xbox app. Like I didn't have any setup, no webcam or anything. So streaming with no webcam was really nice. It was
Right.
a lot easier to start that off that way, even though that might not be the best way to start off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but because I was highly involved in ESO in the community, and that's what I started streaming off of, like I was in like in-game guilds, and I kind of promoted my stream before I ever actually streamed,
Mm-hmm. Right.
because I would stream for offline raid members when we were doing like progression raids, so they would
Mm-hmm.
just watch my stream from that. But when I actually started streaming my own content and whatnot, I had a few people in there off the bat just from being known in the raiding community.
Right.
So like that was a huge benefit for me because I never had to go do the absolute zero
Right.
like viewership.
Right.
I think I started off like probably 10
Okay.
was
That's
what I
good.
started off with, but still even that, like it is nerve-wracking
Yeah.
and you don't know what to
Yeah.
say, and especially when I started streaming with a webcam, I got so awkward and
Self-conscious. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't want to like look at the camera, like I didn't want to like I was so worried about how I was sitting and
But that's you seem
looking.
like you've overcome it very well though, because from what I can
Yes.
tell with you watching, you talk to people, you pay very good attention to chat, which is something I'll ask you about here in a bit.
Mm.
Um, and you seem very outgoing, so you got a good personality. I think you got a great
Come a
streamer.
long way. It's you have to overcome a lot of things if you want to succeed.
Yep,
So
I agree
try
with
to be
that.
comfortable.
So how long? So starting out with 10 viewers, you probably
Mhm.
didn't take long to reach affiliate at all.
So yeah, it really didn't. So I was streaming, and then I don't know what year it was. It was before the affiliate program came out, but it was like a chunk of from January until June because the affiliate program came out in the summer of this year.
Hmm.
I didn't stream at all because I was starting my new job and just didn't have the good setup. So I just like put streaming on hold. But when I came back, I instantly got the affiliate program, and it was newly launched, so like everyone was just it was really easy.
So how did you? So this brings up a question I've never
Hmm.
had before. So how did you earn money prior to the affiliate program?
Yeah, just donations.
Just donations. That was
Yeah, it
it.
had to be just donations because I affiliate like non-affiliates, you don't have access to bits, no
Right.
subs or anything. So yeah, it was just donations. But I wasn't like I had just started my job, so streaming was still kind of a really small thing to me. I never really thought it would come this far.
Got you. I understand. I understand. I'm trying to think what I had a train of thought and I lost it. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Uh, so so affiliate came pretty quickly, and
Hmm.
then once affiliate came, how long did it take you to make partner?
So affiliate was like June, July,
Hmm.
and then I got partner in the following November. I got partner, but I applied 4 or 5 times, I think,
Before you got it.
because yeah, so ESO died mid
Hmm.
of me trying to get partnership. It just a lot of the big streamers went away. Game was in a rough place, so I was like, I need to stream something else. So I started streaming like PUBG and Overwatch, and then I got partnered when I think I got partnered when I was streaming Destiny 2. I
Really?
think
Okay.
that's when I got partnered. It was yeah, it was difficult because they had just changed the requirements,
Hmm.
and I think that's when the road to partner came out, but they still want more than the 75 average they
Right. Right.
suggest. That's
Well,
that's
and it's kind of
like a
like what I,
minimum.
it's kind of like what I told girl
Hmm.
when she first applied and she got denied, and I said you got to think of it like this: it's a business, and when
Hmm.
they make you partner, they're giving you more of the cut from your subs, and in order for
Hmm.
them to do that, that means they're going to lose money, so they need to make sure that you're going to continue that that viewership level and grow to make their money back. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, then they're not going to give you partner, which
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. I mean, for them, this is absolutely a business. For us, some of us, obviously you've got some very big streamers that probably are set for life.
Oh yeah.
And then you have, some of us that are doing it just because I play games every day anyway, so why not
Mm-hmm.
stream it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you've got some that really aspire to be a good streamer and build up a community.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, I think that's one of the big things there. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I said I was going to go back to something earlier, and I can't remember what it was. My brain is not working. I'm so tired. I've been working these crazy hours. So,
I understand.
so have you ever done a 24-hour stream?
Once. It was awful.
It was brutal, I imagine.
It's so like hour like 18. I drink so much like caffeine and Red Bulls and everything, and it was not fun. It
was not
then
fun.
like it sets you off like you get done with a 24-hour stream, and then you're gonna like sleep for 12 hours.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then you probably won't stream for like 2 days.
2 days
you're so
afterwards.
exhausted.
Yep. So how did Pippin Prime? This guy does 24-hour streams all the time, like just about every weekend. And I was like, and of course I interviewed him too, and I was like, dude, how do you do it? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I know some streamers they do like 18-hour streams all the time, like every day. I'm like, how? Like, how do you have this energy or like want to stream for like that long? It's like, I understand, like I've had streams where like I've just had such a good stream, or like I've been having a good time, so I'll go over like 12 hours, but I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
And you pretty much stream what, 6 days a week?
Yeah, I try to do 6 days a week.
Got you. So, and that's actually pretty good, because a lot of streamers. Well, I've seen several that do 6, but I've also seen several that only do 5. They'll do like 5 8-hour streams. They treat it kind of like a job, and they do the 5 8-hour streams and take 2 days off, which you need the time off, because otherwise you're going to get burnt out.
Yeah, well, it's like like this whole industry is very difficult, because the people who are grinding every day will be rewarded more than those that are only streaming 5 days a week.
Right.
Like, you have to give up if you want to succeed as a streamer. You have to give up majority of your time.
Right.
Just streaming. So like, and I get burned out a lot, so I make sure I have one variety day in my week. So I have a day away, like I'm still streaming, but I have a day away from my main game.
Gotcha.
So I won't get burned out, because if I do, then I'll start missing more days, and then that's a loss of income, that's loss of potential subs, viewers.
Right. So what do you do on your variety days, or what have you been doing lately?
I usually do Overwatch, because I do have a lot of people in my community that like Overwatch. Or I'll use that day to do bounties, or I'll use that day to do a new game that people have been asking about. So I use that day to, I kind of like do whatever. But if I don't have any new game that I really want to play, then it's usually Overwatch.
Got you. Now you mentioned new games. Are you going to be playing any new games? I think like October's a big month for new games. Call of Duty?
The last Call of Duty I played was Black Ops 2.
Gotcha.
So I don't know about COD. I'm trying, I always have like a list of, these are the games coming out, but then when someone's always like, what games are you excited for? My mind just goes blank.
Right.
I know there's a lot of games coming out. I'm sure they'll be in rotation.
Most of my guys are sick of me playing Apex, and they want to play something different. So we're probably going to move to Call of Duty. I'll probably be back to Apex, because I fell in love with Apex.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this game. It's actually the first Battle Royale game that I ever played. And I've played a lot of first-person shooters, but they've all been kind of tactical stuff like Battlefield or whatever. And I thought I wouldn't like it, because I was always more of a competitive team game type person. And then when I played Apex, I just absolutely fell in love with it, and I can't seem to get away from it. But so have you ever? Yeah, it's really a great game. So have you ever played like Ghost Recon or anything like that? Maybe Rainbow Six Siege?
I did Rainbow Six, one variety day a couple weeks ago. First time I ever played it, and I can see that there's a very big learning curve.
It is.
I was getting shot from the tiniest of holes in
Yep.
the walls. I didn't know what to
Yep.
do or where to go, so
Yep.
it was
Yeah.
fun. I liked it. I liked the, you
Well,
had
the key for that would probably be you learning the maps. I feel like
oh yeah,
you're a
yeah.
fantastic FPS player. I know that if you learn the maps and where to hold angles at on it, I think you would
Mm.
dominate that game.
I just didn't know where to go.
Yeah, and that's what it boiled down to. But yeah,
Yeah.
I played Rainbow for a long time, and then I went to Apex, and some of
Mm.
my buddies were like, "Hey, let's go back and play Rainbow," and I went back and I got absolutely destroyed. I
Oh.
just got demolished. I was like, "Oh no, screw this! I don't know the new maps." So, but yeah,
Apex
so
is so great.
it
So.
is. It's just a really fun, easy game. Well, I
Mm.
wouldn't call it easy because you got some really good players,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun. So,
Mm.
um, have you ever encountered or had a hard time with like cheaters or anything like that?
Well, I mean, Apex had a huge cheating problem
Yeah.
when Ranked came out.
Mm-hmm.
But the devs have really been open, like more open about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's some, like the pro players have DMs with them that they can literally send video evidence. They can send a clip personally to this dev,
Right.
and that person will be banned right
Got you.
away.
Got you.
So like they've gotten better. There used to be so many. It was like every game there'd be a cheater.
Cheater
But
somewhere. Yeah. And
they've
you're. Go ahead.
no, they've really they've improved
Yeah, they have. I
the whole
haven't. I
system.
can't say that I've ran into what I would consider a real cheater. I've had a few suspicions, but
Hmm.
nothing concrete lately. In the last
Yeah.
month or so, I haven't had a huge issue with it. But
Hmm.
there was a rumor that I heard that Apex was toying with the idea, and I don't know how true this is. And at this point, I would just say it's a rumor. But they were, flat accounts that got flagged as cheaters. I had heard something about them creating a special server for them and them all playing on that server against each other.
I thought I heard something about that too, but I think that was just a rumor.
It probably was, but I think it's a good idea, though. I think I like the
Funny.
idea. All cheaters having to play against each other, that'd be pretty funny, I think.
Yeah. Takes
I
their own
think
medicine.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because it really just kind of spoils the fun for you, especially when you
Yeah.
got people like, come on, I'm 51 years old. I'm garbage at this game, but I like playing it. I still have fun,
Yeah.
and I have my good days and my bad days, but
Mm.
just be your, play at your skill level. If you're garbage, you're garbage. I mean, you'll get better
Yeah.
eventually, but why
Yeah.
cheat?
Cheating won't help that
No,
at
it's
all.
not going to ever help you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're losers.
Exactly. I was trying to be nice and not say that, but yeah. Um, so we mentioned the games that you play. We mentioned your marketing degree. So did you have plans for the marketing degree if streaming didn't take off for you?
Well, I mean, I didn't in college. I didn't stream at all in college. I've been out of college for almost 4 years. So I was still playing a lot of video games through college. I was playing ESO through college, but the streaming didn't start until after I graduated. So I was I was at home for 6 months after graduation, just job searching, but really just playing ESO for like 16 hours a day, not really job searching. Um, and then like 6 months passed up, and I was like, oh, student loans are about to hit. Probably should go find a job.
Mm.
And then I got a job as an underwriter. That was my job out of college. But then right when I got that job is when I started streaming for the offline raid members. And it just kind of just snowballed from
From
there.
there, yeah.
And yeah, so I would go to work every day, well, Monday through Friday, and come home and stream in the evenings. And
And
there was a lot of
eventually,
time. Do what?
I said eventually it got big enough for you to support yourself, obviously.
Yeah. So eventually it got to where I was making the same streaming that I was at my finance job. And I was like, okay, this is like, I could actually do this. I could do this full time. So then I quit my job. But then, like, right when I quit my job, I took a job in LA for an org. So I think I was like a little nervous. Like, I was like, yeah, my stream is growing, but maybe it's not that big enough to actually go full time. So that's when I moved to LA and worked for an org for 6-7 months. So
now you said you worked for an an
mhm.
organization. What do you?
Yeah, I worked for an eSports org.
Oh,
I was
okay,
a
okay,
I was a house manager
okay.
for their Fortnite team. So
Got you. Okay. All right. So what was that like? How was it in the pro
uh
gamer scene?
I mean that it's in the same industry, but it's also its own little universe, the esports scene. Like it's a lot of it's very interesting, kind of slimy.
Yeah, a little bit, I'm sure.
um but it was fun. It,
Hmm.
it it felt like working at a startup
Yeah.
where
Okay.
everyone's really young.
Yeah.
All the bosses are young. Like no one really has a defined job. Everyone's doing jobs like things outside their job roles and everything. Turnaround's extremely high, just like a startup. So
So what about you being a pro player? Have you ever aspired for that, or do you?
uh well, people tell me that I'm good enough,
I
but
think you are. I mean, I've watched you enough to know that you've got the skill.
yeah, it's hard to be a pro and a content creator. Like there's some that do it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's
Like
also been a lot of pros that quit being pros.
just to be
Like
content. Yeah.
yeah, like Myth did for
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite. Siegel did that with Overwatch because he was making bank being a streamer over being gone for days at a time, having to practice and do tournaments and everything.
Right.
So
Right.
you really do like have to pick like what side you want to go. But also, I mean, you can be a content creator and still get into tournaments if you're big enough or
Mm-hmm.
good enough. So you could be a
Right.
competitive content creator, but the pro scene, like I don't think I personally
What in?
would want
Yeah.
to be like a contracted pro.
Got you.
If that makes sense.
I got you. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got a few like Nice Wig, No Coco. You know, they've been. I guess they've recently become pros,
Hmm.
but they still stream. And
Yeah.
then I guess is Shroud still a pro player? I think he was
No,
because he was a
not that.
pro and now he pretty much just is a streamer. But
Yeah, he was the CS:GO pro, and that's where he kind of made a name for himself. I think I don't know the
yeah,
Shroud history,
yeah, I
but
don't either. But
I mean, yeah, he became a huge streamer.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, Ninja was the same way. I mean, he played Halo back in the
yeah,
day
yeah.
and everything. So
Indeed. Was it who was the one that got the recent contract with Mixer? Was that
Ninja,
Ninja?
Ninja,
Oh man, that had to be a great feeling.
$100 million contract. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. God, man, I'd be set for life. What little bit
Oh
I
yeah.
have.
Same.
Oh man. Okay. So I noticed in your background you've got what is that? Like toys and dolls? What is that back there?
The Funko Pop figures.
Yeah. What is that?
They're, I mean, they have them for everything. They're collectible little figurines, but they have them for TV shows, movies, any fandom you can possibly think of. Video games, every game possible too.
Really? Okay.
So I have a mixture of like superheroes, people from games, Naruto's back there. So
So
yeah.
speaking of TV,
Mhm.
do you get a chance to watch any TV? Do you watch certain shows? Do you have favorite shows?
um, I don't have the most free time in the world.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Um, but when I'm getting ready in the morning, I usually always have a show going.
Gotcha.
So,
I didn't know
and
if you had some favorite show that you would binge on or something when you weren't streaming or.
I always like watching new shows, so I'll get a few episodes in while I'm getting ready, but honestly, I don't like have the most time in the world
I
to
got you.
sit
So
down and watch.
let's go back to your early days of streaming.
Hmm.
Can you recall the first big streamer that hosted or rated you?
Well, depends on like the term big like changes while you grow.
Exactly, exactly. So big to you at the time.
So when I was streaming ESO, Cypher, PK, and King Richard we were all ESO streamers.
Right.
And Cypher and Richard were one of the bigger ESO streamers. So Cypher PK, who's now a huge Fortnite streamer, he was actually my first host like 3 years ago. It might have been for like 200 people, but at that time,
still like 200, yeah,
huge, yeah. And then but now like my last biggest host was Dr. Lupo.
Okay.
He hosted me like a month or so ago for like 15,000 people.
Holy crap!
It just, I was like, oh my god! Like,
so that feeling when you see a raid or a host with that many viewers, I mean, you keep what, 800, somewhere between 500 and 1,000 probably.
Yeah.
So now you got 15,000 people watching you. How does it, like, does that affect you at all?
Usually I sometimes I'll start playing worse.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it feels like whenever there's like someone in my chat that I consider like, oh, this is like
somebody. Yeah.
This is somebody. Yeah.
Right.
I always start playing bad. I don't know why.
It's a mental thing. I completely understand. I do. All right. So we talked about your first big host, or the big host that you've had. So how did you meet other streamers? How do you go about meeting other streamers and forming relationships with them?
It's not easy. It's especially in this industry, because you have to, it's difficult because it's a fine line between leeching and actually wanting to make network connections.
Right.
So there's a lot of people in this industry that'll like ruin it for everyone. They just want to leech off other streamers, kind of like steal their viewers,
right?
Just leech off of them. And it's kind of obvious when someone's trying to do that, like they're taking way more than they give.
Right.
So it's nerve-wracking, especially reaching out to bigger streamers, because you don't want to come off as a leech.
Exactly.
And like I have a lot of people that reach out to me and they're like, hey, I want to play with you, and I'm like, man, like I was in this position one day, like a while ago, like that takes a lot. So usually like I play with people whose streams are of all sizes, because you have to
I don't
do that.
You do, and I mean, especially you're kind of paying it forward for people that have done that for you, but but your skill set though, like, I don't think you personally have to worry about losing your fan base to anybody else.
Well, I'm very picky about who I bring on to my stream.
Right.
I'm very picky. I don't have like, they have to be a certain size of a streamer. I want to make sure that they're like appropriate and can carry on good conversation and know how to like throw jokes back and forth. So like, I'm open playing with everyone once, but rarely do I like bring people on multiple times.
No, agreed. Yeah. And I've seen you play with okay, so I've seen you play with Girl. I've seen you play with Casper and T Squared and Pippin. Those are the ones I've noticed, I think, the most. It's just kind of funny. But you play with him a lot, Casper. And y'all play well together. I think y'all are a good team. Who else do you play with that I've missed that you play with a lot?
Some of my favorite people to play with, Fimsteph and Tanner
Fim. Yeah.
They're great. They're great people.
Yeah, she's. I've watched her a few times too. In fact, I watched her. I discovered her through watching you. Oh yeah, if you will. So yeah, yeah, she is. She seems like a very nice person, and I've met so many people through streaming.
I get people in streamers of all size hang out in my chat, and especially like when I'm going like ending my stream and I'm going to go host someone, like I'll be like, hey, that person like was in my chat earlier. I'm gonna host them.
Yep.
Yeah, hanging out in chats is like, and getting to know other streamers in the community is like one of the best things that you can do. It is,
and it's fun, and I like making new friends, and I was really, to be honest with you, I was really surprised because I've asked a lot of people to do the interviews, several big names, which I won't say because some of them are actually still considering it,
Mm-hmm.
and they may still yet do it, but they haven't committed to it and stuff. So I was really really excited and happy when you agreed to do this, and I'm
Yeah.
very very appreciative. Thank you very much for that.
No problem. Sorry it took so long.
No. Look, that's the thing. You're doing this. It's hopefully going to benefit you as well and expose you to our readers at Gamer Nation News, and maybe they'll get you more exposure. Not that you really need it, but any more exposure is always a good thing.
Yeah.
And it'll bring some of your viewers hopefully to Gamer Nation News, and they can read some good articles and stuff that we do. We write a lot of good game reviews. Got some very talented writers over there. So
Awesome.
yeah, I've very much enjoyed the conversation, and I don't want to keep you late because I know you've been streaming and you're tired.
Yeah. I go to bed. I'm in bed at like 10 p.m.
Are you
Okay?
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to get in bed at like 10 because I wake up early. I wake up because I stream, around 1 p.m. every
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
My mornings is the only thing that like I have.
Right.
So I
So-
like to go to bed early, wake up early, and have my mornings.
So your mornings are your time, your kind of own private personal time that you spend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So have you ever been to anything like TwitchCon or any of those kind of events?
Yeah, so this will be my third TwitchCon this year. My first TwitchCon I went when I just got affiliate. Like I wasn't a big name at all. I went by myself, didn't know anybody, and it was still great. You meet so many people at conventions. So
Yeah.
gone to TwitchCon, gone to like 3PAX conventions, DreamHack one year,
Mm-hmm.
and other events. Like I was in New York for Apex Season 2 launch in July,
Yep.
June, whenever that was.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, like I try to go to as many of those things as possible because like yeah, you're taking days off streaming, but you're making contacts and networking and hanging out with people you only see online. So
Yeah. True.
they're great. Yeah.
Well, again, I'm not going to take any more of your time.
Fine.
LuLuLuvely, thank you so much. Everybody,
Thank you.
give it up for the Queen of Apex. She's absolutely lives up to her name, being a very lovely person, and she is fantastic. Oh, one more question. I got one question.
Yes.
So, if you, as a streamer, and you can't pick both, you can't see a mixture of both because that's kind of a given, but to be a successful streamer, would you consider skill to be more important, or would you consider to be personality to be more important on your stream? And I know that's a tough question.
I would say personality.
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so-
I know players that they are godly,
Mm-hmm.
but
Just don't have the viewers.
well, they're not entertaining. Like, yeah, they're really good, and they can eventually build a community around purely just their skill.
Mm-hmm.
But like, for example, you look at someone like Tim the Tatman. Like I loved him. I've been subbed to him for like over 2 years. But I mean, he's not the best at video games, but he's hilarious.
Gotcha.
He's absolute, and he's entertaining. So it's like and I know so many people that they're so funny to watch. I can literally put them on the background and just listen to them.
Yeah.
So like I think if you can hone that skill in, it doesn't matter like if you're the best or not. I
Right.
would say you need to be
People are going to watch you because you're entertaining.
yes. If you want to go the pro route, by all means focus on skill. But
Yeah.
to make it as a streamer, I think you need to learn how to be entertaining and have a
Exactly.
great personality.
I agree with that. I have to agree with your answer, and I think that's a fantastic answer. And then one last question: paying attention to chat.
Yeah.
How do you do it when you have 800 people watching you? Like, how do you? You can't catch everything. It's impossible. So.
Yeah.
So I know you. I've seen you even when you're playing. I see you glance over at chat and you respond even while you're playing. Not obviously not while you're in a firefight, but while you're walking around looting in between fights and stuff. So what do you? Is there any particular method to that, or do you just what catches your eye?
Well, I mean, if people at you in chat, like I have like the BTTV extension and all that jazz, so it highlights the full message and all that in red if they at me and what they're saying to me. So I always get to those first. And thankfully, I have a quieter chat just because I have I have a more mature and older community, so I have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that they're work lurking
Yep.
or they're going about their lives and they have me on the background. So like it's easy to keep up with chat. Well, I think it's easy to keep up with chat, but it's also you just develop that skill over
Mm-hmm.
time, being able to quickly glance over and share like check marks will catch my eye and what they're saying, but I always try to get to I tell people because sometimes they'll be like, "You're not replying to me. Like, why are you mad at me?" I'm like, "No, I just make sure to
It's,
at me in chat if you like have something to
right.
say." So then it highlights it and it's super easy to read. So
And so,
that's
and I do that too. I at people, but I was
mhm,
worried that, one of my concerns was is when I'm trying to make a connection with the streamer,
mhm.
I don't want to come off as like you said before, as like needy
Yeah.
or trying to leech off them. So
Mhm.
I was worried about always adding somebody and like they'd feel like I was just trying to get their attention. You know what I mean?
I mean, you shouldn't worry about that because honestly, it's the easiest way for the streamer. They'll
To see it.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. All right. Well, that is all I have. I promise I am going to let you go this time.
No, that's
I hope you
fine.
have a fantastic night. And
Yeah,
again, thank you so very much, Lulu. I appreciate you.
no problem. Thank you for
Have
having me.
Yeah. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.